I generated this model in AI from an image. And in AI preview, it looks perfect. But to download it, I had to pay for subscription. I paid for subscription, downloaded it, uploaded it to my 3D software, and I got this result. I know, it's really disappointing. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I've tested a lot of 3D modeling tools, so you don't have to. And today I'm gonna share with you which one works the best in my opinion. So today I'm gonna talk about Tripo AI, Meshy AI, and Prism AI. I'll show to you how the grid looks like in 3D software, how the rendering looks like, and I'll show to you how I actually use these models in my real workflow. So let's start. So let's start with something what all of these models handles pretty good, decorative vase. So first let's explore Tripo AI. And we have this beautiful decorative vase. As you can see, we have two generated models, HD model and Smart Mesh. I personally use HD model because I work in 3D Max software, and for 3D Max it's better to use quad geometry. Smart Mesh works only in triangular geometry. Here you can generate in parts, but honestly I never use this feature. But anyway, I'll show to you later how to use it. In texture and topology, I choose quad between 30,000 and 40,000, it'll be like this. You can generate texture here. But honestly, I don't use this feature pretty rarely because these textures are just not good enough for me. But there are some cases when I found this pretty useful, and I'll show to you one of these cases in the end of the video, so bear with me. But anyway, Tripo creates UV automatically. So you can turn it off, and when you turn it off, you're gonna save 25 credits, so sounds pretty good to me. I would definitely turn it off. What? Yeah, let's generate this model. So generation took 1 minute and 31 seconds. The model looks pretty good. What we can do here? We can do free retry. Basically, you have this opportunity in almost all AI generative tools. We can look how the grid look like. This is super useful for sure. There are this modes, but I found it useful. I never use it. I did always like this. And you can export this model. For me, it's gonna be FBX and 3D Max. So next, let's explore Meshy AI. Again, we're gonna upload image of our beautiful vase. And as you can see, there are two model types, standard and low poly. And from the first glance, you could see in low poly, we have quad mode, but low poly is still better. And sometimes it gives some really unpredictable results. For me, I found standard mode works better in most of the cases, but you can try low poly. Sometimes you can get pretty good result. But I would say for now, it's a bit of a gambling. So I'm gonna return to standard mode. I'm not gonna choose full view. Let's press generate. So in Meshy, generation took 56 seconds. But here I can see very strange things. So I would retry generation so I can press it. Important difference between Meshy AI and Tripo AI: the Tripo creates UV automatically. In Meshy AI, you have to texturize the model. So here I have to press texture, and it's gonna take 10 credits. So, and this was additional 30 seconds. Here we also have different modes, and we have opportunity to see the grid. And here we can download the model. So let's try the last two, Prism AI in 3D AI Studio. I uploaded this image. From the first glance, the interface is more complex. It may look like you have more control, but actually you don't. Basically, for me, it's more noise because all the features just the same in Tripo and in Meshy. So texture quality standard, and we're just gonna press generate 3D model. So here we go. What I don't like about Prism AI is that you don't have an opportunity to see the grid. Yeah, you don't. Here you also have to do retopology. I would choose Prism, FBX, 3D Max, and let's start remeshing. You have to go to the dashboard to see all your models. So here is the model we generated. We can download it in FBX format now. Super. Now let's look how this model looks in 3D Max. So here is the first Tripo AI, and you can see that models looks pretty good. The grid is perfect. As I said, with this kind of model, AI tools work pretty good. Here is Prism AI. Yeah, also grid looks pretty good. And this is generation in Meshy AI. As you can see, it's triangular grid, pretty dense. Let's look at the rendering. So here is the original image. Here is generation in Tripo AI, Meshy AI, and Prism AI. I would say all of them pretty good. Meshy AI, I don't know, here is looks a bit flat, but in general, all of them did pretty good job. Let's try some another sculpture. For example, this horse. This is generation in Tripo AI. Also, grid looks pretty clean, I would say. This is generation in Prism AI. Yeah. And here in Meshy AI, you have two options. One option in low poly mode and one option in standard mode. From the first glance, you can say, oh, let's apply like turbo smooth here, and this will look like pretty good because this grid is pretty dense. But let's look at the rendering. This is the original image. Here is generation in Tripo AI. And here is the option in Meshy AI. This one is like dense grid in standard mode, and this one in low poly. As you can see, it's like pretty flat, I don't know, far away from the reference if you compare. And here's Prism AI. As you can see, like low poly mode doesn't work pretty good, and sometimes it gives you some like holes and broken geometry, so I wouldn't use that. And now let's look at the time of generation. So Tripo 1 minute and 31 seconds, Meshy 1 minute and 26 seconds, and Prism 3 minutes and 20 seconds. Next, let's test out how the furniture generation looks like in 3D. So before I said that I'm gonna show how the generation in parts looks like. So here it is. Here we have the sofa from Adra. Let's go to segments. And here you can see like with different colors. It's still like not really good. You can see here on the edges. Yeah. Here it's not perfect. Yeah, what we can do here, which is pretty convenient and pretty good idea, we can take brush, we can pick any color. For example, let's pick this one, and we can draw. For example, we can draw the parts. Yeah, what we also can do, we can fill empty parts. Save changes. I'm not gonna save any changes. So if I press this, fill parts, you see like it fills these parts, but as you can see, it's like I couldn't work like with this. It doesn't work for me, but it's good to know that it's there, and this tool is like pretty developing. So I hope in future this will improve and we could use this tool, which is pretty useful. First, let's look at the models in 3D Max. I generated it in Mesh because when you generate in parts, you can do only like triangular geometry. So here is just the sofa. This is like Tripo AI. Here is Prism AI, and the grid looks pretty good on this one, I would say. And here is Meshy AI. Also not bad. Now let's look at the rendering. So here is the reference of the sofa. Generation Tripo AI looks pretty decent, I would say, in Meshy AI. Yeah, in Meshy AI and in Prism AI. I would say that in Prism AI we don't have those like fabric folds on the cushions. Yeah, so this one it looks a bit cartoonish, but Meshy AI and Tripo AI did a pretty good job. And in general, with this type of sofa, when you have like a lot of folds, when a lot of pillows, it's better to use like triangular geometry when you're working with 3D AI tools. Yeah, in this case, it's better to go with triangular. Next, I have this beautiful sofa from Laura Meroni. Let's look at the models. So again, I did it in triangular geometry because there is like a lot of folds. Wall geometry works not really good in this case. And here, the model looks pretty decent again. This is Prism AI, and we don't have so many folds because if you compare it to reference, you could see that this is like definitely wrong. So here is generation in Tripo AI, and I would say it's really good because here is close up and you can see all the folds looks pretty decent, like very realistic, and for this type of sofa, Tripo works like very good. Here is Meshy AI. You see, because there are like a lot of like these folds, it didn't do like very good job. Here there are like a lot of noise, a lot of distortion, like this sharpness, and also I didn't like put texture on the sofa, but in general, just geometry, you can see that it's wrong, just wrong. Tripo in this case did the best job. With Prism AI, I even like didn't render it because you see, yeah, this is like completely wrong. This is not what I wanted. So next, I tried this sofa. Here you can see that I test out different amount of polygons, and you can see like this is 50,000, 40,000, 30,000. You can see that all of them are pretty the same, and here is 10,000. Yeah, so here you could definitely see the difference. We don't have this wood element here. Here I did the topology and there are some holes in it. So before I always like did the topology, but now it doesn't work really good. You can see here, yeah, like flipped polygons. So in this case, I would go like with 40,000 polygons, I think. Okay, this is Prism AI, and here like something went wrong with the grid. Yeah, and this is Meshy AI. And again, here I tried both modes, like standard and low poly. So this is standard mode, this is low poly. And again, in this case, I would say I would choose like standard mode because here we have like this element, here we have like nothing. Let's look at the rendering. Here is the original image. Pay attention that we have like this element at the bottom. Generation in Tripo AI. This is low poly in Meshy AI. this is just standard mode, and this is Prism AI. I would say in this case, Meshy AI did the best job, because you can see here this like element at the bottom. It's pretty visible, because if you look up here, we don't have it. The same in Tripo AI, we don't have it. So Meshy AI with standard mode did the best job here. As I promised you before, let's check out how generation in parts in Tripo works like. So here, in multi-view image to 3D, I uploaded like armchair from different perspectives. I pressed generate model and I got this result. As you can see, it's like far from perfect. In general, when it comes to generation of chairs and armchairs, I don't know why, it does like pretty bad job. The model is very sloppy. I wouldn't use it in my project. This case when AI for now still fails, yeah. And the last thing, I'll show you in which case I could use texture from AI software. For example, client asked me to model this beautiful vase, yeah, to put it somewhere, I don't know, on the shelf. To model it, it's like a lot of job, but like to texture it, like to do all this work, it's like, it's too much for me. So in this case, I would go to AI generation. So yeah, I generated this vase. Here, how this vase looks in 3D. Tripo generated these textures. I created material in 3D Max, I rendered the vase, and I got this result. Yes, it's far from perfect, but if I put it somewhere on a shelf and not gonna do any close-ups, it's totally fine for me. From my test, Meshy AI were best with like simple sofa, like very plain. Tripo AI were best with furniture, which have like many folds. And Prism AI were best with like, I don't know, different kind of objects from time to time. But in general, they all are pretty good. Let me know in the comments which one of these two is your favorite. And if you like this video, please don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel and hit the bell button. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.